Happy Monday, and welcome to another episode of Cases That Should Have Gone to the Supreme Court of Canada, but didn't. Today we're talking about suing the government over social assistance. Cases that should have gone to the Supreme Court of Canada, but didn't. A group of individuals, on behalf of their children and family members, tried to sue a provincial government for failing to provide adequate social assistance supports to adults with disabilities. They brought a class action lawsuit, which was certified, but then the certification application was appealed and dismissed on the basis of the fact that the government essentially has immunity from being sued on the basis of decisions that it makes when it's coming to how it's funding different groups. And this case raises a very important issue. While there have been other instances in which people have brought lawsuits against the government to attempt to compel them to spend tax dollars in a certain way or compel them to provide certain services with tax dollars, these lawsuits have typically been dismissed on the basis of the fact that your power to compel your government to do something comes from casting your vote. But that's really only an inadequate opportunity that comes once every 4 years in most cases. And simply casting a vote doesn't direct a government how to do something. It merely expresses approval for the promises the government says it's going to keep, but isn't obligated to keep. And so giving the people the power to sue the government to force them to better provide services within the scope of spending their tax dollars and bringing class action lawsuits against government on their basis to failure to provide for people they're supposed to be looking after seems to be an effective method at protecting the government. Yes, Crown immunity and the state immunity against lawsuits is an important concept, but it should not be absolute, and it should not prevent people who are truly being harmed by government spending or underfunding decisions from seeking remedies for that outside the scope of constitutionally challenging actions taken pursuant to legislation or actions taken by government. Hopefully the Supreme Court of Canada sees the opportunity to allow people a little bit more power in wielding their force and their voices against the long arm of government, and gives people a chance in the future to sue government to compel them to do the right thing for people who are supposed to be protected by those governments. Cases that should have gone to the Supreme Court of Canada, but didn't. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Cases That Should Have Gone to the Supreme Court of Canada, but didn't. I'm Kyla Lee at Acumen Law Corporation. Thank you to Brazen Bull Creative for putting together these videos. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends.